News, where we demystify the latest advancements in artificial intelligence and explore how they're reshaping our world. The idea is to learn and have fun with us in the process. I'm your host, one of your hosts, Noah McDonough.
Hey y'all, here's Rick Ninja. Welcome to one more episode, your daily AI. Excited for today, Noah?
Absolutely.
It sounds
Can't
nice.
believe we're on episode number 6.
It goes by quick. My
Right?
goodness, that's amazing. And improvements, lots of improvements.
Yeah, there's lots of news too, which I think we're going to dive into next.
And truth be told, more than I expected. I confess, behind the scenes here, we were kind of, oh man, are we gonna have news for the show, right? And like more than we can handle, I would imagine. But we might reach those 4 hours today. Who knows? Hope you guys are excited for it. And by the way, make sure to like, subscribe if you are not subscribed, and leave a comment. That helps a lot the algorithm.
All right.
Hey,
So let's kick off. What do you got for us there?
hey, let's do it. So, is that a new revolution? I think that's news, not that new. It's been a while that these have passing through the human mind once AI and robotics.
Are you sharing? Or?
Oh, no, not yet. I'm just going for an overall view of
Gotcha.
what we're going to talk today.
Okay.
That, especially with the Terminator movie, right? Like that once the concept of AI and the concept of robotics started, then there was the thought, whoa, will AI or robots take over the world? Imagine their combination, though. So we can start with that one, but if you want to talk about the overall, what we're gonna what we're gonna see throughout the day.
Yeah, sure. So what we're going to do, there's actually so much news, it was difficult for us to kind of make a selection and,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
decide what we're going to talk about. But yeah, we have a video that's gone viral, which is a robot that was being tested, I believe, in China, that they're calling it the Terminator robot that kind of went bananas. So we're gonna play that video for you and have a few laughs, but then also talk about the real concerns and what it represents.
Mhm.
We're also going to talk about the company OpenAI and its release of a new open version of its advanced AI models.
Mhm. I also have the movie Fly Risk. It's been a while that I've been willing to talk about this one. The movie Fly Risk with Mel Gibson and Matt Alberg. It seems like it's kind of a mystery if they truly used or not AI. I do think they did. I think it was even Mel Gibson that said that, but I forgot. I could not find the precise interview where he might have said that. I don't clearly remember though. But AI or not, I'm gonna show you guys like a picture, an image of the scenes in which it supposedly was the use of AI. Oh, look at that, Noah. So dolphins are talking with.
Yeah, we got an interesting one. It's a collaboration with Google and Georgia Tech, where they're using AI to actually decode dolphin speech. So that's going to be an interesting one to see unfold, and we'll talk a little bit about that.
That is pretty incredible. Yeah, on my part, man, I have a few others. I just gonna bring up a couple, and that's it for me. And we can start. It's DaVinci Resolve. So DaVinci Resolve just released the beta for the DaVinci Resolve 20, version 20. And I want to talk about some of their AI functions, not only the 20, but the past of their some other uses they have, and also, I mean, Google initiative on film. And let's see, we can go through once we get there.
Yeah, and let's see. We there's enough here to where we may run a little bit over or out of time, but I definitely want to talk a little bit about the soaring energy demands of AI. You know what that represents.
And cut you there. We talked about that, and we're gonna talk on once we get to the topic. That's something that I'm very optimistic. I feel like this is an opportunity more than a problem. But once we get to the topic, we're definitely gonna talk about it. I don't want to monopolize the aspect of it that you want to bring, but
yeah, and then we have some other stuff that's just kind of where the rubber meets the road, day-to-day usage of AI. So if we have time, we'll talk about that.
yeah. All right. So if you can hear me loud and clear. Let me try to share the first video. And by the way, is that a robot revolution? Is it the beginning? You guys tell me. Let me see if I can find the video here. No, it's laughing, guys, but I don't know how serious we should take this. AI, what's the name of the movie? AI Robot, I Am I Robot? AI.
Yeah, it's one of the movies, yeah.
One of them, right? I mean, how many of them are going to be there? All right, so humanoid robot attacking workers during testing in Chinese factory. Can you see the screen?
We can see the screen, yeah.
All right. I'm not sure if you guys are ready. Do you think everyone is ready for this, Noah?
I think so.
All right. So just to make it clear, this is the robot. I believe you guys cannot see it. Here we have two workers in the factory, and here's what's gonna happen. That's crazy. That is crazy.
Guy's working away. He's putting some code in there. He's got his coffee next to him.
Exactly. So if you guys can see it, this guy here
Looks like
seems
they got some flying saucers in the background there.
Right, that's true. Right, good point. I don't know what you think. At first, I felt like this was, is that for their barbecue or something? Or
they got an engine hoist / cherry picker holding what appears to be a humanoid robot.
Right here. All right. So they chat.
And we're moving along. Camera one. How was your day? This thing's starting to. What? Oh! Now we're into show tunes.
So basically,
jazz hands.
Yeah. So basically, what they were showing is that this humanoid here. Let me just double check the name. It's supposedly to be the. Do I have the name here? I do not have the name of the Chinese model. Name? No, not here though. So this humanoid, it's supposed to be this same right here. So it's coming from entertainment, and it got crazy over there. So it's boom, boom, boom. And that's the danger, right? Like that's what the point they make. Like imagine the robot is in a show with people, and
who know ballet could be so dangerous.
Right? That's funny. Ballet. Oh, there you go. That's the name.
Unitree.
The Unitree. Yeah. So
what did the 5 fingers say to the face?
Man, and that's a friendly guy. And look, that's a tough robot. When he's gonna say, "I got enough of those kicking."
Yeah.
So the robot was made basically to dance for entertainment, and once we go back to the camera, that's where we go back. It goes crazy here. So let me see if we have something else. Something that they said that could be the reason is that 2 reasons. One, the test, what they were programming, right? Which means it can be programmed for something bad. I think we all kind of know that. The other one is that the thing here that holds the robot, the robot was kind of trying to get off this thing right here because it was trying to do its motion that was programmed for, but could not do it due to the hook that was holding it back. So that was kind of the just assumptions of what it could be, but we don't know. We don't actually know. And now they're just repeating that. Oh, and this one, Noah, this is interesting because this is a different robot and a different scenario.
Let's see. I'm still seeing your same screen.
So let me see. Now, are we in kind of a party?
Yeah, we're in a party. We're partying.
Huh?
We're partying now.
We're all here. All right. So this is a kind of a assumption, right? So basically, this is the robot. I don't know how clear it's for the viewers. And this is the public, right? So the public is very excited. But basically, the robot just approached the public. It seems kind of intimidating, but one don't know. Maybe it's just trying to walk towards that direction. And there is a obstruction over here, and it maybe just can keep moving and just try to move it. It's not necessarily trying to hit or intimidate the people. Maybe it's just trying to move forward, and there was something in the way. Yeah, there you go.
Well, it looks aggressive to me.
Yeah,
come at me, bro.
Maybe, yeah.
Don't tase me, bro.
Maybe it slapped. Like I mean, I'm being the robot's advocate here, maybe. But what do you guys think? Do you think this is, we've been watching endless movies of how intimidating robots can be, or
We had a viewer here say that they think that they put in the wrong coding. I'd agree with the viewer.
it could be. But imagine if the coding was intentional.
Did he type in "kick my ass"?
Gee, hey, never know how tough it's that robot, right? Yeah, that's the news of the robots revolution.
All right,
It's starting.
Let's yeah, I don't know, commentary on that. Like, there's not a lot of background or context there, but you can certainly see. What was the series that was out? Was it? There was a series where they showed recently where they showed robots kind of going crazy, but it's sort of like Stephen King's Maximum Overdrive combined with Terminator. So insert your nightmare anywhere in there, and you got some real concerns for sure.
I don't remember that one, but there's a bunch of them. What's the name of that one? Another famous one that is the red eye. The
Robot?
No, the robot that talks with people. It's like just a.
Oh, HAL.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, HAL from Space Odyssey 2001, I think it is.
Yeah, and I think there was many movies inspired on that one.
Oh, for sure.
There's a couple others that, but I don't remember their names. Yeah.
Yeah, I know the original Star Wars actually has kind of a hidden homage to that one. They have the escape pod actually in the background.
I remember that.
I believe Tatooine.
Mm-hmm.
Some of our Star Wars viewers can correct me on that if I'm mistaken.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's move on. Let's take a look at the next story that we're going to talk about here, which is OpenAI. That's the company that actually has ChatGPT. They've decided to go ahead and release an open version of their advanced AI model, which is a super powerful language model. And it marks a significant shift in their sort of methodology because OpenAI has traditionally kept its most advanced models proprietary due to concerns about misuse and safety. The details of the release, really, model capabilities, the open source model called ChatGPT OpenAI, GPT 4.0, and the O stands for open.
Oh, let me see one thing here now. If you want to put the full screen.
Oh, I'm actually just going to read through here. I'm not gonna scroll through everything.
Okay.
I'm just going to have the headlines here for mine.
Okay.
So accessibility, the model is freely available for researchers, developers, and the public to use to modify and build upon. Performance, it's not exactly identical to OpenAI. Most advanced commercial models, but it is competitive with leading alternatives. I would say in a lot of cases that OpenAI, maybe you agree with me here or not, Rick, but I think that because it's been around longer than most other tools, it is more advanced in many cases. Not so much on the image side, but in other applications, it's pretty darn powerful.
Mm-hmm.
And why is it important? Well, it's the democratization of AI. By making it such a powerful tool open source, OpenAI is empowering a broader range of individuals and organizations to innovate, experiment, and create new applications. And there's a lot of transparency through collaboration. It inspires competition and innovation. And then always there's potential concerns, safety and misuse. OpenAI has included safeguards and usage guidelines, but open sourcing powerful models raises concerns about potential misuse, such as generating misinformation or harmful content. And that really gets into the wild, wild west of the whole thing, ongoing oversight. The AI community and OpenAI will need to monitor how the model is used and continue to develop best practices to, kind of protect from the negative side, potentially. So then on the big picture side, its decision to release that advanced AI is really a landmark moment in the field, encouraging innovation, transparency, and broader participation. So we should see some real interesting things unfold here with broad access being available there.
Yeah, like so you brought up an interesting point there that AI, the ChatGPT, it's very interesting to observe that I don't remember. I believe IBM had an AI that would have that voice kind of communication as well. That was a while ago, more than half a decade ago. Siri was around as well with the talking kind of mode. Microsoft then tried to add that talking Jordana, I don't remember the name. But the point that I want to make is that it's not always the ones that are first in the market or with one technology that deliver the best service, right? Like I remember that so clearly, Noah, and for the public, if the public can relate as well, is that forever I wish Siri would work the way they first advertised. So basically, you just give a command to add something in the schedule, and it would add, or find the address and would do the address, so on and so forth. But they never delivered. It was very the conversation was very poor. Like ChatGPT make it such a immense positive work in that sense. Uh, and like parallels to that I can remember was once we were talking about like it also doesn't matter about the amount of resources. It truly depends on the people working in the companies. They put there's a combination there of skills, capacity of leadership, so on and so forth. Because what I thought was SpaceX, if I remember correctly, came after Virgin Galactic, which is for space travel, let's put it like this. And the progress that SpaceX made was much more impressive, if I can put it like this. Even the owner of Amazon had his own projects for space travel, but I'm not sure if how they're doing. But SpaceX kind of got the lead on that. Just to make a parallel. But yes, ChatGPT truly delivers something very intuitive and easy to use, which hopefully other companies, like you said, like multiple companies delivering such a good service, like Meta just released, we talked about last week. Hoping that Grok also delivers something similar to that, something very intuitive, easy to use on the cell phone. So yeah, those are some aspects that, regardless of investment, even though that's necessary, of course, it does have other elements that make such technologies be very easy to use and intuitive, I would say. Yeah, like on the news that you were reading, the amount of resources that flow for those companies is crazy, right?
Yeah, totally.
The Chinese are also investing a huge amount in this tech as well. Wow, it's just the billion guys, billions and billions and billions. Yeah.
All right. So yeah, let's see. What do we got next up?
All right, let's see. I'm checking out the news here. Let me double check here. Oh, I think I know which one it is. So, movie Flight Risk. So, the movie Flight Risk, it was directed by Mel Gibson, and it has Matt Alberg as antagonist, I should say. And it was pretty recent. Let me even double check. When did the movie came out? It's pretty recent. Was it this beginning of this year? Or it was, 2025? I don't see January 2025, yeah, beginning of this year. I watched that movie. I don't know, have you watched that movie, Noah?
I haven't seen that one.
All right, so I'm going to spoil a little bit here. Don't go mad on me. So basically, the discussion here is, it was like 5 months ago. That's why I don't remember the source where they said, well, but I made a research here. And it seems like it was in the beginning. They used a few short scenes. They used AI. I think that's very positive. Like, let me see if I can share with you guys. I'm just going to share a couple images. So it's just a joke. Like, don't be worried about. I try to find a video, but I could not find it. So let me share. So this is kind of the first image of the movie. So basically, whoever watches the movie and wanted to observe, basically, let me see. Am I sharing there the
You are.
image?
Yep. We can see you coming through right now.
Yeah. So this is basically the opening scene of the movie. So you basically are in a motel entrance, and you have the snow. Even the full image here, it seems digitally generated. So the snow falling, you kind of can see kind of this. This does feel like a digitally generated, and that was basically it. That's the first one. There's another one that is a moose. Am I saying right? Is that the name of the animal?
That's right, a moose.
The moose. So let me show the moose now. Boom, boom, and share. And there you go. Can you guys see?
Yeah, that's coming through.
Yeah. So that's the moose, and it's in so much better effect here. Very well elaborated. So that was basically it. So those very short scenes, but I do think that's the relevance. Sometimes people don't kind of might not realize the relevance of such things, but that's how things happen, right? It does have it does need a beginning, and even though multiple films used AI in different manners already, this is one that I could remember and that I could show visually. And yeah, I hope that it brings more of that. I do think, and it definitely will. We're gonna have more information here showing you guys that definitely will. And I'm glad that Mel Gibson used on his movie. I hope he did. Like I'm pretty sure he did, if I remember correctly. But hey, that's a positive. I might bring, if I remember any other thing about it, I might bring, but I don't think I will. My memory is not that. It's not that sharp anymore.
Okay.
So yeah,
Right on. Okay.
that was a short one.
Let's take a look here at the next headline. This is an interesting one here. In collaboration, Google and Georgia Tech have developed new AI tools for decoding dolphin communication. So why that's important? Decoding dolphin language is important because it can reveal insights into their complex social structures, cognitive abilities, and overall underwater world. Understanding dolphin communication can also lead to advancements in marine conservation efforts or understanding of animal intelligence in general. Let's see how it works. The AI actually identifies patterns in dolphin vocalizations and predicts what sounds might come next, similar to how large language models process human language. It can generate new dolphin-like sound sequences, potentially allowing researchers to talk back to their own dolphins or in their own language using that acoustic language of theirs. It uses advanced audio technologies such as SoundStream, Tokenizer to replicate authentic dolphin sounds. Let's see, so, and the tool is actually called Dolphin Gemma, which it also accelerates data analysis, revealing all those patterns over time. And the project aims to link specific vocalizations to behaviors like mother-calf calls and mating displays, deepening our understanding of the dolphin society. They're also developing a wearable device called Chat that uses AI-generated dolphin sounds to refer to specific objects, enabling more interactive studies and open access. I've got kind of an interesting, weird, related story. A guy that I knew who was a like a master's student in marine biology. He was actually involved for a little while with the U.S. Navy with dolphins used in the military sense, where they could identify harmful objects in the ocean or even track things like submarines and whatnot. So it'll be interesting to see. I mean, their range is incredible, and obviously we know they're hyper intelligent. So this one's going to be an interesting one to keep track of. It'd be awesome to actually be able to communicate like Dr. Doolittle with the
Hmm.
dolphins, huh?
Hmm. And I do not think we are far from that, right? Like, because so for example, AI already is able to generate sounds, right? So it's a matter of identifying the. I'm not sure if we should term it tonality, but it's just a matter to identify the how they communicate with each other, and then AI was going to be able to make an analysis of the whole range of communication that they have, and then maybe not maybe, but then replicate accordingly. Yeah, it sounds like just like everything else, of course. It sounds like science fiction, but I see it very feasible because they study of this is a thing. Uh, they study of the way animals communicate. That's a thing I believe as far back as man tried to observe animals, I would say. But even recently, not to go that far back, I remember there was a bunch of those documentaries of the how apes live, how apes conquer each other, so on and so forth. And they would observe the subtlety and sometimes not that subtle the way they communicate with each other. Like if they're advancing towards an enemy kind of group, or if they all the relations for food, for dispute, internal dispute as well, so on and so forth. Like let's term it family relationships, which is like the mother to the son, and so on and so forth. So all the way they communicate, either through sound or the way they articulate, all those things they were observed. And AI, it's kind of amazing in this aspect because AI is going to be able to absorb and not absorb. I'm not sure if absorb is the right manner, but make an analysis of their sounds and then replicate. And then it will be a matter of just the translation, right? So, not sure. Excuse me. Do you think that makes sense? It's kind.
Yeah,
What do you
totally.
think?
When I think about work that's been done in communicating with animals, I often think about like Coco the gorilla, where the gorilla could actually use sign language to communicate. Pretty really fascinating stuff.
Exactly. I once you start talking about Coco, that's exactly what I thought, right? Like the sign languages, which I even forgot. So yeah, they are able to communicate. There's a funny comment here, right? It will be interesting to see what they think about us once they start communicating with us, right? That's funny.
Yeah, and I think a few other things I'd be real curious about too. I think we've identified that different pods of dolphins and different pods of killer whales, they do kind of have unique communication, maybe almost like different dialects
Mm-hmm.
from other pods. So it would be neat. I mean, I'd be really interested to see where those variations are, and even how they communicate with other pods potentially. And I just keep going back to, they say we know less about the world's oceans than we do about outer space.
That is true.
Nothing travels so
Trying to get some water here.
yeah,
Like that.
dramatically. Like dolphins have an incredible range. They can go really deep. And same for killer whales. I'm sure that if this is successful with dolphins, it'll be successful with other creatures as well.
Exactly. Yeah, I just took a shower here. Don't mind me. uh, man,
Like,
this
what if
is
what if you could actually understand whale speak, as it were, and I mean, you got sperm whales that are going super super deep in the ocean after those giant squid.
yeah.
What are they talking about down there?
I mean, two different things, right? Like, and let me let me break some hearts here. What if they don't, right? What if they just communicate just for directions and things like that? It can also be that simple, right? Like, because I remember, so for example, the sign language is it's a very good example because it shows that they basically communicate with things that are very straightforward, like give me food, I'm hungry, so on and so forth. And that's, by the way, I don't know if we are going a little bit sidetracking from AI, But I remember that one characteristic that humans have that apes don't have, and that's not using tools, because apes use tools but not the way we do use, but is that of guide. So for example, me and Noah is here, I point the finger to the screen and Noah look at the screen and we get to an understanding of what that third element is. So apes do not have that capacity of recognize a third thing in a understanding manner. Like of course it can recognize if there is a lion coming to that direction or a tiger or something like that. They can see that and they can kind of conciliate, I guess, but they cannot guide their attention to something in a explaining manner, I guess. They can imitate, they look and they imitate, but they cannot express in a different sense of a third thing. Uh, just through imitation, I guess. That's where I'm trying to get. So the opposite can be true. Like it can be very extremely simple, but we might get there. Maybe the expectation that it's gonna be something very interesting is better than the reality that it's, yeah, they just communicate just directions, or we'll see.
Yeah, hopefully we'll find out.
Yeah. I really don't think we are far away, because we kind of have like the vocabulary, the way they communicate with each other in a broader sense. It's more complex to get to understand it, but with AI I think it's gonna be like just as talking with ChatGPT to translate something from one language to another.
Yeah,
I think we're close.
one thing that would be interesting, I know I've seen the dolphins use methods with their pod where they actually kind of corral smaller fish into an air, like a almost like a ball, and then they go ahead and they have lunch basically on those things. But I would imagine there has to be directional communication, is hey, you break left, I'll break right, and we're going to circle back, and this is how this is going to work.
That's
kind of a thing,
complexity,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, so that should be fun.
Yeah. So yeah, those are the high expectations. Here we go. Like we'll be able to talk to whales like Dory from Finding Nemo. Hey, that would be funny. We might be able to get a ride on a whale or something.
Yeah,
That would be funny.
indeed. Let's see.
Let's next. Let's see. Is there?
So we talked about the flight risk. We talked about dolphin communication.
Yeah.
Do we want to talk about DaVinci Resolve?
Oh yes, DaVinci Resolve. This is one tool that I do need to learn how to use. I'm excited about it. Let me see if I have the precise. Yeah, right here. Add gadget. Okay, so this is so interesting. So DaVinci Resolve share. Let's see. Am I live?
You are live.
So okay, so I'm this Engadget website. DaVinci Resolve 20 latest AI features can create an entire timeline based on a script. I don't remember if it was you that told me this yesterday. Maybe yes, maybe not. And I'm very impressed about the progress that DaVinci Resolve is making. That they seem to be very intuitive. That's why I got the tool, and I want to learn more about it. They do seem to be extremely intuitive, and at this moment I use what's the Adobe one? Premiere, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not an expert in editing, but I'm using Premiere, and Premiere sometimes once you learn the basics, that's okay. You can go through with it. But once you were that stage from a learner to the intermediate, or from intermediate to advanced, it's kind of frustrating because it's not very intuitive. I think that's all I want to talk about it. AI, the basics is different. That's the thing about AI, about DaVinci Resolve. The cutting is a little bit different, but I think it's just in a few hours there, and I'm gonna be good to go. But they bring all the progress. Like I was looking the Apple one that I forgot the name right now, Final Cut. So Final Cut was kind of a very big frustration because they had everything to work, right? I really enjoy. I remember when I got my first Mac, I really enjoy working with iMovie, and it was extremely intuitive, was easy to use, it was simple, straightforward, and I would easily go for a Final Cut. But not even Apple, some places, that not even them are announcing the Final Cut Pro. They are just, they use the DaVinci Resolve in one of their advertisements. I wish I had it here, but I don't. So DaVinci is being very sharp in bringing the AI tools to use. So let's go for the, let me see if I have here the, just give me 1 minute, guys. And I have, yes. So DaVinci Resolve, this is kind of their layout. So Blackmagic Design has unveiled DaVinci Resolve 20, the latest version of its editing app with free and paid versions. That's a popular alternative to Adobe's Premiere Pro, which, by the way, if you guys look on YouTube, there's tons of videos of people saying why I left Premiere Pro, right? Because DaVinci has that a few advantages. One big one is that it's one-time payment, while that the Adobe is every year you have to renew it. And let's move on. So the update offers over 100 new features, including many powered by AI, along with improved cloud support and major quality of life updates to the cut, edit, color, and fusion pages. This is another interesting advantage. Excuse me. That's another interesting advantage of DaVinci Resolve, which is every single what am I looking for here? Everything you need, it's one in one page. So it's like the cut page, the edit, the color, and the fusion pages. They are in the same tool. You don't need to go to different softwares to use them. So one of the key new features is called AI IntelliScript that can automatically generate a timeline based on the original project script. AI IntelliScript will match the transcribed audio in media clips to the script and construct a timeline of the best selected takes. Now, this is a mouthful here, Noah, so tell me if you understand what I'm saying. Just let me bring to a conclusion here. With any alternative takes placed on additional tracks for editor review, Blackmagic wrote. So that new feature could drastically speed workflow for editors who often use stand-up or voice-over clips. Does that make any sense for you,
Sure.
Noah?
Yeah.
So how do you think that could be very easily used in if you have anything in mind? If not, that's
Yeah,
okay.
no, I think all this is really fascinating because most of the effort is really done in the post-processing and pre-processing. So the more that we can automate, these types of functions, the better. And we just keep seeing it more and more with the utilization of AI.
Yes.
And also in the organization of all this information and data.
Exactly. And so interesting you say that, because in a movie making, that's exactly where most of effort is. It seems like it's like months and months and months on pre-production and post-production, and it can be just a couple months or a month in the production itself. Yeah, very good point.
Are the timelines, because you're on the film side, are the timelines kind of like somewhat like storyboards?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So another key feature is the AI set extender. I think I saw that one. Even Premiere Pro also made an advertisement for that one. I try to remember if there was another software that made that same advertisement, but I'm pretty sure it's Adobe. That new feature, okay, AI set extender that can create a scene extension to fill an entire frame based on a text prompt. So this is very similar from what we've done here in one of our first episodes with Photoshop, where we just increased the image and it filled that image. So this AI set extender, it will do that with a video. So that's pretty impressive. Not sure how advanced that is, but that's impressive. If you want to reframe a shot or delete something For instance, you can simply tell DaVinci Resolve what you want, and it will fill the blanks. It will fill in the blanks. Customers can create new backgrounds behind foregrounds, objects, the company role. Yeah, that's interesting. Here is their video. So other new AI feature includes AI animated subtitles. The subtitles, I think it's very similar to what YouTube does. So you basically just add the subtitles and it will automatically add them. AI multicam smart switch, exactly what you asked today, Noah. Like, how can we have an automatic switch for when we are talking? But I don't remember if you were saying that on the live or you were saying that on edited video.
Oh yeah, no, I was looking on live stuff. Basically, it'd be kind of cool if we could, when either you or I speak, the system automatically, like when you're using Zoom, it moves whoever's the speaker to be the kind of like the full screen.
Yeah.
And then switches back and forth based on voices.
Yeah, it would definitely be interesting. I think I saw something. It might be a plugin for OBS, but I don't remember at this moment. Yeah. I believe it's out there.
If any of our viewers out there have any recommendations,
hey,
please let us know.
Yeah. And the other one that is big that I saw something was the AI. It's not only this one, but AI audio overall. But here we have AI audio assistant. The one that I saw is that it can create music, like it can create the soundtrack. So this is, I really enjoy that. I think that's that's gonna make so much easier. So
we actually have sorry to interrupt you there. We got a question from one of our viewers. Do you know if you would need to periodically pay for any of the new updates and features in DaVinci once you have paid for use?
Perfect question. And that's no. The answer is no. There is nothing additional that you have to pay. And that's one thing. I even add another aspect here that many of Apple users got very frustrated with them, because there was one moment that Apple changed from Final Cut Pro and their users had to buy again. I do not think that happened with Blackmagic, with DaVinci Resolve, but this is no, you do not need to have any additional payments for other plugins, or you can always buy bundles, but that's like third parties. But for the DaVinci itself, for the full use of the software, no. It's like one-time payment and that's it. And I add the way it should be. And by the way, let me add here. So Pixelmator Pro, Photomator Pro, Pixelmator Pro, Photomator. That's the reason I also purchased those softwares. It's because of one-time payment. I don't want to be like every year paying for Adobe. And moving on here, the later can create professional audio mix. I think that's what I just said, right? For the AI audio assistant. So it's improving it's going fast. That's amazing. With a single click, according to Blackmagic design. And by the way, everything I'm reading for you guys, this is for the beta. So it might not be 100%, but once I'm getting more familiar with the software, I'm going to be sharing with you guys how good, because they're very good in demonstrating those things. And for the YouTubers that I watch, they do not have many complaints. Like that's one, and I might be bringing back Apple too many times here, but for a good reason, I guess. I remember that Apple, Noah, would bring everything they would do. It would be a beta, and would never bring the final product or service. It will always be that beta, and I said, my goodness, what are you guys doing, man? I mean, and it will always be like that. I still remember, like, it might be today, like Pages, iCloud Pages might be on beta, still be on beta like for 10 years or something, and they never bring to a conclusion, but a satisfactory conclusion. And that's something, piling up topics here. I'm not sure if I should do that. Pixelmator Pro and Photomator were purchased by Apple, and that was a big worry that those like me who enjoy those softwares were having was that okay, so Apple is gonna just purchase them and let them just sync like almost everything else. Let's see. I hope not. All right, let me move on, or else I'm gonna launch like a Apple frenzy something here. All right. Finally, the AI detect music beats. I also saw that one. Features does just that, analyzing music and automatically placing beat markers in the timeline. Very impressive. Uh, Once those aspects are in the developed manner, that's going to be amazing to see. So along with the AI stuff, DaVinci Resolve has a number of quality of life improvements in the cut, edit, color, and fusion pages. Uh, DaVinci Resolve Studio 20, the paid version, now supports Apple Immersive Video on Apple Vision Pro. Okay, for those who have that, allowing creators to edit, color grade, mix audio, and deliver Apple Immersive Video capture on the company's recently launched URSA Cine Immersive Camera. I don't know what that is, but it sounds interesting. And let me confess this: we talked about the movie that one of the movies that I'm writing based on StarCraft, the video game. And I'm always very enthusiastic about new technology. And it was a few years ago that I started that script. I was so excited because I wanted it to be like like Apple goggles. What's their name here? Apple Immersive Video, Apple Vision Pro.
The Ray-Ban ones?
Yeah, so the Apple Vision Pro. Okay. It's like the one that wear it.
Oh, I guess that's Facebook that's using the Ray-Bans. I'm getting them confused.
Ray-Ban, yeah, that's a little bit different. So this one is kind of AI, virtual reality, and augmented reality.
Okay.
The Ray-Bans is augmented reality only.
Okay.
So this one allows you for a movie experience. Let's put it like this. And I think Meta was one of the first ones actually, Noah. But I don't know the name of their own. Google as well had one. Well, I'm mixing up here, but on the movie
Oculus
was
Meta's. Yeah.
Yeah.
Used to be a customer of mine.
Yeah, there you go. And then the movie, Noah, those were not there yet. This is early stage of the virtual reality. I wanted it to be like the first big movie with virtual and interactive reality. So you would be in a scenario of the movie and interact with the environment, right? It might still happen. Let's see. Never know. All right, let me move on here. I got kind of overexcited about it. Other updates include improved Blackmagic Cloud support with improved collaboration tools. This is cool if we are sharing, editing the same video. Easier editing for vertical video. I saw that, which is simply is for if you want to make a vertical video like a Reels for Instagram or a video for TikTok, you can easily shift a regular video to vertical video. New voice-over palettes, dedicated keyframe editor in cut and edit, a new text tool, that bunch of stuff. On the color page, there is a new chroma warp function that lets you adjust color and saturation with a single motion. And the Fairlight audio page has a new feature that lets adjust target clip. Yeah, there's a few others, but the ones that I wanted to bring for you guys were the ones that I talked before. Let me know if you guys missed anything. Here's about pricing. A full list of features can be found on Blackmagic Design DaVinci Resolve 20 product page. It's now available download in public beta, and as usual, DaVinci Resolve 20 is free to download, so you guys can have the free version. And you also have the studio that is $295. If you purchase some of their equipment, it gives you the studio, the DaVinci Resolve Studio included. You pay a little bit more and you get the studio included. And no subscription required, which is a big thing.
Yeah, that really is.
Right? And for those of you who are not in a hurry but who want to use regularly or want to try, I encourage you to have the free version. And something that I have not done, but I encourage you guys to do, is wait for My goodness, Noah, what's the name of the Fridays? Black Friday. Wait, wait for Black Friday because one
Funky
thing,
Friday?
Funky Friday. Yeah, there's that. Noah's radio show.
Shameless plug time.
Go
9 to
for
10
it.
a.m. on KDOG radio.
Oh yeah. So yeah, I remember DaVinci Resolve first time I saw was $200. Now it's 295. Uh, I still got it, and there's no student um, discount. So for those who are students, and that's it. I think that's it for now, or else I'm gonna be mumbling and bumbling or whatever over here. No,
All
let's
right.
see. Let me. Any questions? Any comments? Anything for the chat from the chat?
We don't see anything from the chat on other than the licensing, which was a great question.
Awesome.
Yeah. Cool. All right. So moving right along. Let's see here. Let me share my screen.
Okay.
Yeah, so we've got, this is an interesting one. We got a viral video basically featuring Eric Schmidt, a former CEO of Google, warning that AI's soaring energy demand could soon overwhelm America's outdated power grid, with data centers expected to consume up to 96 gigawatts by 2030. Tech leaders urge urgent infrastructure upgrades. As AI dreams scale, a looming energy crisis raises chilling questions about the cost of powering our digital future. Yeah, this is one that's been coming up. I imagine this is going to be more and more like bigger and bigger top sort of headline stuff because it's just massive. And it's interesting because we just see the end result of AI. It's like a black box technology, miracle stuff. I don't have any idea what it takes to run the machines behind it, but apparently it's a lot. So it'll be interesting to see how we deal with this.
Let me bring one interesting contradiction here. Oh no, okay, former Google CEO.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because for the public, right? What I was going to say was that I thought was Google CEO, but no, Google should be bringing like solutions because they have a huge they're investing hugely in AI, so they should bring more solutions. And I think that would be a good approach, an interesting approach that those developing the technology of AI, there there should be some how can I put it? I don't know how if that's even possible. Like there should be a way to make them also cooperate with the new technologies in energy generator, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, and I mean, yeah, it's not just that individual either. At the center of the digital storm are tech giants like Microsoft, OpenAI, AMD, and CoreWeave, who recently addressed the Congress with grim reality checks. Microsoft's Brad Smith minced no words, calling America's electrical infrastructure "quote unquote" ancient, 50 years old, and warning that it's ill-equipped to handle AI's insatiable energy appetite. Quote, "This is a scale of industry I've never seen in my life," Schmidt added. That's the former Google CEO, estimating that by 2030, data centers could require up to 96 gigawatts of additional power, threatening to devour nearly the entirety of the national energy generation. I mean, so there's that dire sort of thing thrown out there. I mean, my opinion is that that'll end up self-regulating. I mean, people need to have heat and stuff, so it'll just be like, hey, sorry, data centers, you this is your allotment for the month until we can actually, I mean, I think we're eventually going to have to go in the direction of building more modern nuclear plants. And like California, we're struggling with water consumption as well, and fresh water. most desalination plants are nuclear. I don't know. I mean, we have the nightmare of Fukushima that got taken out a little bit there in the earthquake, and earthquakes are definitely a big thing in California here. So there's lots of considerations, right? So, but I mean, as population grows and as technology moves forward, it's just, I mean, look at all the electric cars. Where are we going to power all those things? We can't keep burning coal.
Yeah, but and here, let me even cut you there now. There are some things that they are not justifiable, right? Like you said, we have problem with water, and in the Bay Area, they might have problem with water or something like that. And in the Bay Area, they are in front of the ocean. So like you have problem with water and you were in front of the ocean. So what
Mm-hmm.
happened with the human brain there? You know what I mean? Like because there should be, and that's something that I'm very optimistic in this aspect that that demand for energy and the amount of resources which AI brings and generates is the perfect combination. It's the perfect combination that matches for investment in and improvement on energy generation, right? So that's where I'm very optimistic about that. And I see the other point. Of course, there should be a limitation to which the those companies can use the electricity, right? Like it should not, they should not be allowed to use like 80%,
Yeah.
90% of the electricity of the
Sorry, you don't
city,
get no heat today.
right? Like this, is that's an angle I have not observed. And of course,
Yeah, I
there's
mean, I didn't even realize that it was sucking down that much energy, right? I mean, I guess it
oh yeah,
makes
it
sense,
does,
but
yeah.
I didn't. Yeah, there's
But there's huge opportunity there, Noah. Like this, I'm so optimistic that you have no idea. It's like the flood of resources that AI generates, unless it goes, it evaporates or go to buy islands or something like that. But if a chunk has to be reinvested on electricity, right?
yeah. One of the points made in this article too is that the urgency really isn't theoretical anymore. It's here. This is the
Yes.
new. This is basically the new space race,
Yes.
and the battleground being electricity. Without rapid innovation in power infrastructure from renewables to next gen grids, AI's potential could spark a very real blackout.
Yeah.
And it's funny that it's always funny to read the comments below any article.
Mm.
One of the ones that popped up is quote unquote AI gonna use humans for energy like the Matrix. LOL.
Jeez. I mean, hey, fiction, fiction. I don't know that if that fiction can become a reality.
And somebody else said, quote unquote, release Nikola Tesla's wireless energy plans.
There you go. There you go.
And then somebody else said, what if we just don't?
I mean, no, that's gonna happen, guys. It's
So,
happening. It's gonna happen. It's like I said, it's an opportunity for new. And I'm not saying only to build a bunch of the electrical generator that we have today, power plant, so on and so forth, but to also have a good chunk of investment in new forms of uh, electricity, which many private companies do have, but it's time to have a dedicated effort to that. I mean, yeah, I think it's gonna happen. Hopefully, it happens for the benefit of not only of the private companies, but the overall
yeah,
users and everybody else as well.
I can't believe it, but it's already 10 o'clock. We've been going
Yeah,
for an hour.
time go by fast. So let's see what else do we have there. No questions here. I don't see any questions. So let me go. I do want to talk, since we were talking about Google. Excuse me. I do want to bring the last Google one that I have. Do you want to briefly talk about, and if you want to talk about the other one later, the Yelps, you feel free to do so.
Mm-hmm.
The Google, I think it's very interesting because it brings two elements that I want to share with our viewers. Let me share the first one, which is this one right here. Boom. Boom. I do not remember where I saw this, but now I found the information and I'm gonna share with you guys. So do we see the economic times there?
Yes, Google launches film.
Yes. Film TV production initiative called 100 Zeros report. So the move positions Google as a creative force in media, blending its tech expertise with cultural storytelling to shape public narratives around innovation. All right, to shape public narratives around innovation. Okay, around innovation, it's interesting, but it depends of which narratives we're talking about, I'd say. Overall, we are all familiar with, is it Apple TV? That's the name, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Apple
Or
TV.
they might call it Apple Plus. I have a hard time keeping up with all the
Too many.
changes.
Yeah, so I believe it's Apple TV. Let's name it Apple TV. Where
Oh, are you talking about the streaming service, or are you
Yeah,
talking about
the streaming service? Yeah,
yeah,
I have here. Let me
think
check.
that's Apple Plus.
The
And
Apple TV.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Oh,
Apple TV. Apple. Let me
Don't
see.
they have a product too?
Apple
It
Plus.
doesn't matter.
Yeah. I mean, what I can think about Apple Plus, it would be like the bundle, like Apple TV and
Okay.
a bunch of other services. But on Apple TV, you have series, movies, so on and so forth, right? With their own narratives, so on and so forth. Not going to that right now, even though I did. And so Google is basically doing the same thing. That's why we got here. Google want to have its own production initiative. Let me see if there is anything interesting. So Google has launched a new film and TV production initiative to scout project it could fund or co-produce. Business Insider reported a move could help it capitalize on an industry reeling. That's an interesting word. Okay, reeling from rising production costs and potential U.S. tariffs. Okay, so besides that aspect, it's very interesting that now it's undoubtedly sure that AI is gonna get into movie making and in a faster pace, right? So I'm really glad, like we talked before, that Mel Gibson already tried AI and he has the potential to use more. And Apple, I believe they used AI. I don't remember in what in movie making, but let me move on. So the initiative called 100 Zeros is a multi-year partnership with Range Media Partners, a talent film and production company known for its work on films including A Complete Unknown and Long Legs. Oh, crazy things coming on, according to the report on Monday. And here they go with a bunch of other elements, some ads there. 100 Zeros is among the producers, all right, for movie. But what I want to share with you guys, so the reported move comes as Hollywood grapples with higher costs after twin strikes in 2023 by actors and writers, as well as the threat of U.S. tariffs on foreign-made films. So yeah, this is interesting and important because there is a big complaint of, all right, like bunch of movies are coming out, but are the quality is the quality improving, right? Of the movies, like there is this. I believe we talked about this. No, not. I don't remember if it was live or not offline, whatever. That is movies. The movie theaters is not as busy as they used to be, but and I said, well, but the movies are not that getting that better, right? So it's just like you have visual effects that overall increased, but it's not necessarily the way the movies are being shown. And here I have another. So let me go to those 2 points here. The company, however, is not looking at YouTube as primarily distribution platform for 100 Zeros work. Business Insider reported, because YouTube belongs to Google, right? So that's why. So Business Insider reported, adding the goal instead was to sell projects to additional studios and streamers, such as Netflix. interesting. So it's not only gonna be like an Apple production, if I got that correctly. They're gonna sell to other streamers as well. YouTube had ventured, and yeah, YouTube Originals. I don't think they succeeded. YouTube had ventured into original programming in 2016 with the launch of YouTube Originals. The project was shuttered in 2022 as it pivoted back to its core focus on user-generated videos.
Interesting. Yeah, I have sort of wondered about that. Like, just, Apple having its channel for so long, I was wondering why Google was not kind of jumping in that game too. I mean, obviously Amazon, it's a big one for them as well, right? So yeah, this is interesting. Late in the game. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, they have a bunch of other things going on, right? And some of them much more successful than Apple. Another example would be Google Maps and Maps, but let me not get in that rabbit hole. Let me share one more, which is in match of this one, which is an interesting move from Google. So in one side, they are going to launch films, and on the other side, they are creating programs to explore AI on screen. So they are basically, so this is it. So a short film program to explore AI on screen. And overall, this is what we have here, like building a filmmaking ecosystem for the future. So they basically gonna create the tools, and with those tools they bring filmmakers, and from those filmmakers then they are able to launch films with that talent. So yeah, so exploring the future of AI, storytellers. AI on screen built upon last year's initiative to reimagine visual representations of AI through speculative photography. Our partnership with Range represents a significant step forward in our ongoing commitment to responsibly support creative expression and explore the possibilities of technology through storytelling. We are not. I'm laughing here now because a thought came to my head. Right, I get really excited reading these things, and since we're starting this project, I'm thinking, do people understand me? I get so overexcited. Like, are they understanding me? That's so funny. All right, should not have.
We're gonna need a dolphin translator.
Right.
For you.
That was good. Sharp. Okay. So we are now calling for ideas and submissions for emotionally driven short films across genres, from science fiction and drama to thrillers and beyond. We are particularly interested in original storytelling angles that align with this vision of exploring the future of AI. Interested filmmakers can connect directly with Range to submit relevant project ideas. At the heart of this program is a commitment to working with diverse spectrum of voices, creatives, reaching discerning next generation of audience. We believe that the most compelling stories come from a wide range of perspectives. Not sure what they're talking about here. We are excited to see the innovative narratives that will emerge from the AI on screen short film program, to witness the conversations they will undoubtedly spark, and to share these incredible short films. Okay, so my point is, this will offer new possibilities. Let's see if that's gonna bring new, better movies. I think that's where I want to close, and I hope so. I want to see. I want to see good movies. Too many options, and not many good movies. That's frustrating. So we want to see more good movies, using AI or not. Yeah.
Okay. Well, just one last story here before we wrap this all up. Just going to share my screen. I always like to try to pull in some stuff that's just like day-to-day usage type things. And this story here It was announced that Yelp is actually going to be rolling out AI voice agents for restaurants and service providers. Digging into the article and reading a little bit about it, just like some simple things that we might encounter using Yelp as customers. You know, when we find a restaurant that we want to go to and we want to book a reservation, we call in, that may actually be handled by a service handled instead of the restaurant directly by Yelp to actually get your party set up with reservations. So that'll be kind of an interesting one to see how that works. In the article it said, hey, why disturb the professionals in the restaurant that are handling customers live and doing all that stuff, and why not just have AI go ahead and set up the reservations? They did mention that if the requests become more complex, then the setup would be that it would automatically then go ahead and pass the call along to the restaurant. So yeah, that's I think that's a wrap on episode 6. Thanks for joining, everybody.
Hey, thanks everybody. It was really nice being here. If you guys are curious, I was trying to find over here. There is a ChatGPT, talk with ChatGPT, which is, I think it's related to Yelp, Noah. Mm-hmm. ChatGPT to ChatGPT scheduling GPT scheduling a dinner. I mean, that's gonna be interesting. No, unfortunately, I could not find over here, but that could be interesting, and that fits to that Apple service. They were saying, hey, schedule this, so on and so forth. But hey, I see the potential there. There's a potential, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, see you guys. Make sure to like, subscribe, all that good thing. Thank you. I see a comment there. I see you guys next time. And hey, that's my clumsy goodbye.
Yeah. Thanks, everybody. Please subscribe and like Rick said. And we look forward to seeing you next time. We're bringing you the news. Have a great day, everybody.